Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm back at Connecticut's smallest indoor mall, the East Brook Mall in Mansfield, Connecticut. The last time I was here was back in July of 2022. I was in the area recently for the opening day of the Mansfield Drive-In Flea Market, so I figured I should stop in and see how the mall's doing and see if anything's changed since then. As always, I like to ask the question, is it a dead mall, a dying mall, or is it doing just fine? When I was here in 2022, it was my opinion that this was a dead mall. And now that I'm back in March of 2024, I'd still say it's a dead mall, but let me know what you think about it in the comments. On the right was the location of the original anchor store Sage Allen. Sage Allen closed in 1993. It was briefly replaced by Cherry & Webb. Then JCPenney moved in 1995. JCPenney lasted until 2013. Then they divided up the old JCPenney into 3 separate spaces. One of the stores that went in there was Dress Barn, but that closed in 2019. And then finally Old Navy moved in 2020, and for some reason they walled off the entrance to the mall, and I have to assume that probably reduced mall traffic by quite a bit. This mall was built in 1975, and originally the mall was just this hallway, going straight forward. This wing off here to the right actually didn't get added until 1986. And don't forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up. Thanks. Don't sit on the kiosk. Okay. In case you were thinking about it. This stretch of the mall looks pretty much the same way it did back in July 2022. And I believe all the stores that are closed now were closed back in 2022 as well. And then this, of course, is the old GNC. Not sure exactly when it closed, but I think it probably was in the last few years or so. Yeah, they got a fitness center in there. Oh, yes. According to an old store map I have, that used to be called Cardio Express, but I'm not sure what used to be in there before it was a fitness center. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. On the left, we have Cutting Crew, that used to be a hair salon. And is it just me, or does that remind anybody else of the 80s band? This is very, like 80s or 90s, this tile. And this railing, this is probably original, I would guess. If I'm wrong about that, let me know. Got some nice water damage on the ceiling. And this is the Movieplex. I don't know if I'd quite call it a Movieplex. It makes it sound a bit bigger than it is. Now, this theater was built in 2004, but if I didn't know that, I would have thought it was probably built in the 70s. It just looks that old and outdated to me. Yeah. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. This theater closed briefly in 2009, but then it reopened about a month later after being purchased by Zurich Cinemas. If you watched my recent video on the Viaport Rotterdam Mall in New York, you might remember that I mentioned their theater was also owned by Zurich Cinemas. I did some research, and Zurich Cinemas currently owns 10 movie theaters. Out of those 10 theaters, only one is not in New York, and this is it. From what I've read, before the theater was here, this actually used to be a store called The Hoot, and an Eblin's was in here at one point as well.
Yeah.
I think there's only 4 theaters in there, and it's very outdated.
Poster for the 007, No Time to Die. That's an old one.
We saw that like
a couple of years at least, right?
21 or 22, yeah. Surprising they still have it up. I was actually wrong about the number of screens. Apparently there's 8 screens in there, but I don't think they're all being used. Oh, we left the quarters in the car. Oh, but they actually have a quarter machine. I'm gonna play a game. Yeah. $1 to play this? 4 coins, 1 credit? It's expensive. But whatever. 1. It's awfully dramatic for Elvis. Alright, here's start. Oh, jeez. That's gotta be game over. Game over? Yeah, game over. Now, let me get more change just in case I run across a candy machine.
That's very good for it. Just go down there.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the arcades now use the card system where you use a credit card and then you swipe a card, which I don't like. Asian Bistro. Hard to tell if these places are out of business or if they're just not open yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, clearly the mall does not open at noon. Because they have all these places that open beforehand. These this movie theater opens before noon. The fitness center opens before noon. If you take a look at the ceiling here, you can see there's more water damage. And there was also water damage in the theater, so apparently this mall has a bad roof, which they really should take care of. Oh, there's some vending machines. Or candy machines. Oh, they're only a quarter. Okay, rascals. Slush puppy chews. I've never seen those before. Alright, so we gotta try those.
These little aliens.
Little alien toys. Nope. Oh. Oh, it's gone. They look like Skittles. They kind of taste like Skittles.
Fingers aren't working.
A little different flavor though. And then they have Skittles. All right, gotta get some Mike Knights. All right. Not stale. Now that used to be something. I'm pretty sure when I was here last time, I think I remember it being like a mattress store, maybe. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. Nope, I was correct. It was Mattress Firm when I was here last time. Well, they got this all decked out for Easter. Oh yeah, I guess so. Attention, bunny bags may contain nuts. Yep. Oh. No photography.
Oh, you gotta
And don't
go in
make
to
eye
do it.
contact with them either.
Don't make eye contact.
I'm seeing cracks in the skylight there. Right? Or is that just the, looks like there's tint on it. Maybe the tint is just cracking. Looks like a plastic tint.
I don't know.
I smell the Subway. It's a very distinctive odor. Frog Bridge, gymnastics. I like the smell of that Subway. It always reminds me of a tuna grinder,
Oh.
tuna Subway. All right, so this is empty. From what I understand, at some point this used to be Walden Books. Walden Books went out of business in 2011, so there's probably been a couple other stores in here since then, but I'm not sure. Straight ahead where the Sally Beauty sign is, used to be Payless Shoe Source up until I think 2021, and then when Payless left, they cut the space into two. One side was Sally Beauty, and the other side I think has been vacant since then, as far as I know. And you can actually only access those from the parking lot. I'm not 100% sure what used to be in here, but I think I read somewhere it might have been Hallmark at one point. On the right, this was most recently Olympia Sports, but I also read somewhere that the KB used to be directly across from Papa Gino's, and this is directly across from Papa Gino's, so this possibly used to be KB. Straight ahead, this is the location of the original anchor store, Caldor. Caldor was here until 1999, when it got replaced by Ames. The Ames closed in 2002, then the space was vacant for a few years, and then finally Kohl's moved in 2006. And that's pretty much it. Fun fact, that Papa Gino's is actually the only store that's been here since opening day. Believe it or not. As far as I know, this mall's had two major renovations. The first one was in 1986 when they added that wing that has the movie theater. The second, though, was in 2005 when they added these glass atrium entrances. I think they redid the paint, the lighting, also added some of the skylights, and they also changed some of the facades out front. And I have to say, usually mall renovations make them look fairly bland, but I kind of like this renovation. It looks pretty nice, even though, again, we have water damage and it's kind of falling apart. It does look nice from the outside. And don't go anywhere yet. I'm going to do a drive around of the mall and we can see what it looks like from the outside. They have an Applebee's in the parking lot. And they've also got a bank over here. The Applebee's isn't bad. I went there for lunch and, you know, it's like pretty much every other Applebee's you've ever been to. Here's the Kohl's, which I mentioned was the original location of Caldor. And from what I've read, where the Kohl's sign is today, that used to be an entrance to the Caldor, but apparently it got closed off fairly early on for some reason. Here's a better look at those glass atrium entrances that were added in 2005. And here's the only photo I was able to find of the entrances before the remodel. And I think you'll probably agree the new entrances are a definite upgrade. So now let's get out of the car for a second and take a closer look at these stores out front here. Yeah, I don't think these signs match up with the location of the store. Because Papa Gino's was down at the other end.
Right, yeah.
That's Famous Footwear, but that's not Papa Gino's. Kind of like the design. It's kind of
Yeah, I like it.
neat. Oh, it's very old though. You see it's all rotten?
Oh, yeah, it
The
is.
beams up there. Actually, after a little bit more research, I found out that that wooden canopy was actually added in 2005 during the renovation. So it's only 19 years old. But if I didn't know better, based on the condition of the wood, I would have thought that's been here since 1975.
Can't make it out.
No. Almost looks like Larry's, but I don't think so. I took a look back at my video from 2022, and that sign used to say Mattress Firm. This Spectrum Wireless is another one of the stores that's not accessible from inside the mall, and from what I understand, it used to be a TD Bank at one point. Here's the entrance where we went into the mall. And then to the right of that, you've got the Old Navy, which, like I said, was originally Sage Allen, then eventually became JCPenney, and then Old Navy in 2020. And then to the right of that, you have a Dollar Tree, which I believe is still in the space that was originally Sage Allen and JCPenney before it got broken up into 3 different locations. And then the TJ Maxx here, I believe, is in the location of the 3rd original anchor store, which was A&P Supermarkets. I also read somewhere that there might have been a Waldbaum supermarket in there at some point, but only one source said that. All the others indicated it was just A&P. And then this Michael's Jewelers, I think this might have also been in what was originally A&P, but I'm not sure about that. So based on everything you've seen today, let me know. Again, do you think this is a dead mall, a dying mall, or is it doing just fine? I was trying to find online a definition of what is a dead mall, and the closest thing I could find was something that said so-called real estate experts consider a mall to be dead or dying if it has more than 40% vacancies. If you count only the retail spaces that are accessible from inside the mall, then there appear to be 22 spaces. Currently, only 13 of those spaces are occupied by active businesses, which would mean that the mall is 41% vacant. However, if you count all the stores, including the ones that are only accessible from the parking lot, then that would make a total of 29 retail spaces, and only 19 of them have active businesses in them. So that would mean that the mall as a whole is 35% vacant, which is still pretty close to the threshold of 40% vacancy to make this a dead mall. However, in my opinion, if you can't access the store from inside the mall, then it's not actually part of the mall. That's just my opinion, but, let me know what you think. Thought this was kind of odd. You can see here they have 8 screens listed for the movie theater, but only 5 of them seem to be playing movies. Not sure why that would be unless they're playing the same movie in multiple theaters, possibly. And there you have it. That's my 2024 update on the East Brook Mall in Mansfield, Connecticut. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up. And also, like I've mentioned before, apparently only about 15% of the people watching my videos are subscribed to my channel. So if everybody out there that watches my videos would hit that subscribe button, that would be super awesome. And don't forget, it's free to subscribe. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.